Well, tonight, Zephyr Field will be all-American.
You bet. Patriotic music accompanied by the sparkle and bang of fireworks. John and Margaret are at Zephyr Field getting ready for Red, White, and Boom.
George and Robin, they have made a few changes here to Zephyr Field.
Well, usually it's take me out to the ball game, but tonight it's going to be take me out to the symphony.
Yeah, this place has been transformed into a concert hall, I guess you would say. The Zephyrs think that they will sell somewhere between 4,000 and 4,500 tickets with the walk-ups that we'll get tonight, which would make this, they say, the largest audience in the history of the Louisiana Philharmonic, on top of the television audience, of course. Something of a challenge for the musicians, too, because they have never played here before.
They have played outside, though, before. Now, the fact that they've never played here before didn't stop them. The LPO is known for innovation. They like to get the music out to the people, and I guess tonight's performance here at a baseball stadium would be a great example of that. The orchestra spent last night getting ready, a 3-hour rehearsal. And, you know, if you're not a classical music buff, don't be put off, because these are selections that should be familiar to just about everyone. And then if that's not enough, they're going to spice the whole thing up with some fireworks.
Yeah, we call it Red, White, and Boom. Tonight, 9 o'clock, live on Fox 8, although the show here actually starts at 8. We're on at 9. Lots of good tickets available. A good cause, too, that benefits the symphony.
It's going to be a lot of fun out here at Zephyr Stadium, really. Everybody should try to come on out, and if you can't, be sure and watch it on Fox 8 at 9 o'clock. Robin and George?
Sounds like a great option. Thanks, gang.
And we really want the rain to stay away to keep the symphony and the fireworks dry tonight at Zephyr Field.
That's right. Well, so far so good, but there is some rain out there. I'll tell you where it's going next.
But next Friday,
is it possible that the dead can return?
he comes face to face with his worst fear.
You're getting close to understanding what's about to happen.
A classic millennium.
The time is near, and he will win. There's no way he can lose.
Next Friday at 9, 8 Central on Fox.
I understand you have a problem. Roaches invade your house while you sleep and you can't kill them. Ooh. Permit me. New Combat Quick Kill formula. Night after night it kills and kills, and death comes quickly. I like that. You sleep, we'll wait up.
Stars and Stripes, fireworks, and the Louisiana Philharmonic Orchestra. Fox 8 brings it to you live from Zephyr Stadium. A night of family fun with great music and a fabulous fireworks show. It's the perfect way to light up your Independence weekend. So join us for an all-American night of Red, White, and live tonight at 9 on Fox 8.
Announcing an amazing opportunity from your Nissan retailer. Instead of waiting until the end of the model year, Nissan is clearing out the 98s right now and offering $2,000 customer cash or 1.9% APR financing on every new 98 Nissan. Why wait for other model year-end sales when you can get $2,000 or 1.9% APR on any Nissan right now? This early model year-end clearance is only for a limited time. So for the best selection, visit your Nissan retailer today. These special offers end August 3rd.
If you ask us, it just tastes better.
Live from Zephyr Field, Fox 8 presents the Louisiana Philharmonic Orchestra in a star-spangled spectacular, Red, White, and Boom. Now, here are your hosts, John Snell and Margaret Dubuisson.
Good evening. Is this a great night or what?
Beautiful out here tonight. Thank you. It is beautiful at Zephyr Field tonight. This is a cooperative effort of Fox 8 and the New Orleans Zephyrs, and we certainly want to thank the Zephyrs for getting us involved. The idea comes from the Boston Pops. Every year, big 4th of July celebration, they call it Pop Goes the 4th. Well, we are hoping that Red, White, and Boom out here at Zephyr Field will also become a 4th of July tradition.
Take me out to the symphony.
Something like that.
Something like that. Joe Trahan has more on the evening.
So much, you guys. You mentioned all the music that'll be going on, but of course the 4th of July wouldn't be the same with all those big booms, and we've got plenty for you. In fact, this will be one of the biggest fireworks shows in the entire state, and you will see it all right behind you on that big levee. And let me give you a quick Pyrotechnics 101 real quick. Holding in my hand is what we call a squib wire. This is an electronic match, if you will. A literal battery current goes through the wire. That green poof turns into fire, and this is the key that unlocks all of that firepower. And with the Philharmonic providing the music, we have a wonderful evening in store. Thanks so much for being here, and let's have a good time. Back to you, John and Margaret.
All right, Joe, thanks. You know, you had the members of the orchestra intrigued by that explanation.
So tonight, it's Tchaikovsky meets Boudreaux the Nutria, or something like that. So we'll get out of the way, and without further ado, some applause for Boudreaux. Please put your hands together for the men and women of the hour, conductor Michael Butterman and the Louisiana Philharmonic Orchestra.
Thank you very much. Welcome again to those of you in the stadium, and a special word of welcome to those of you joining us on television. It's great to have you here as we celebrate America's 222nd birthday this weekend. What better way to begin than with the national anthem? So would you please rise and join us in singing as we play for you our national anthem. Thank you very much. You know, the film and television industry in this country has provided opportunities for some of America's most talented composers. Certainly among the most prominent of those would have to be John Williams, the well-known composer of music for such films as Star Wars, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Schindler's List, among many others. We just heard his Olympic Spirit, which was written for the NBC broadcast of the 1988 Olympics from Seoul, Korea. Next, we're going to play for you a piece based on a familiar tune. This is called American Salute. It's by a composer named Morton Gould, who wrote it during World War II, but it's based on a song from Civil War times called When Johnny Comes Marching Home.
32-year-old Michael Butterman, our conductor here tonight, a guest conductor for the Louisiana Philharmonic. He is the director of orchestral studies at LSU, leads the student orchestra up there in Tigertown. better work out here, our conductor or Boudreaux, who's sort of going along with him?
That's true. And what's amazing about this is that the best is yet to come, including the workout for Michael Butterman. And we'll have more of Red, White, and Boom on Fox 8 in just a moment.
Red, White, and Boom is being brought to you in part by Hibernia National Bank.
In Louisiana, culture matters. Diversity matters. Community matters. And at Hibernia, service matters. The kind that helps businesses like yours grow and prosper. With smart ideas that can save you time, effort, and money. So why not switch to Louisiana's bank? We understand the things that matter most to you. Hibernia, where service matters.
The perfect society.
No one kills anyone.
Always tell the truth.
Marriages would last.
No materialism.
You're happy with your stuff, and I'm happy with mine.
And keep your hands to yourself.
Ooh.
Okay, worldwide day off once a week. No work, no shopping, and no pressure. Parents will be cool, and we watch out for them.
Clean up our vocabulary.
The Ten Commandments, Faith Church, making God's truth relevant for today.
Oh, yeah. No other gods before him.
It's the A1 Appliance Big 4th of July Explosion Sale. Truckloads of new merchandise have just arrived. A1 prices are exploding to be guaranteed the lowest in town. Get 4th of July savings store-wide, plus 15-month savings cash at any of A1's 8 locations. A1 Appliance is the appliance specialist. Save really big this 4th of July at the A1 Appliance Explosion Sale. At A1 Appliance, we're talking big.
Picture yourself enjoying a long vacation or a weekend getaway. The experts at DMI Vacations can put you in the picture. Trust your complete vacation planning to DMI's experienced travel agents. From honeymoons to cruises, ski trips to exotic adventures, DMI Vacations is the place to start for picture-perfect vacation memories. Stop by 3030 Severn or call 889-0200 to book your next trip. DMI Vacations will help you plan memories to last a lifetime.
Welcome back to Red, White, and Boom on Fox 8, and Joe Trahan is with a special guest.
Thanks so much, John and Margaret. Throughout the night here on Red, White, and Boom, we'll have some special guests. And leading off the night is Tim Coulon. Of course, he is parish president here at Jefferson Parish. Tim, just first of all, you've seen a few minutes of our program. Talk about your reaction so far to this night.
Well, like everything else here at Zephyr Stadium, it seems to be a greater success than even anticipated. And I think it's a great night for those in attendance. It's a little warm, but the music and the spirit and the fireworks will overcome any heat.
We can handle these hot nights down here in Louisiana, no problem, huh, Tim?
Absolutely. I just can't handle the 8 or 10 inches of rain.
All right, great. Well, we're dry, and we're going to throw it back to John and Margaret.
Oh, what you're going to hear now is Charles Ives' composition of pretty much My Country 'Tis Something. Here it is. A wonderful performance. Just fabulous. It's so much fun to watch Michael Butterman conduct. See how he brings it all together.
Yeah, very animated.
Thank you very much. In 1942, the conductor of the Cincinnati Symphony asked 18 American composers to compose brief fanfares in celebration of the orchestra's 50th anniversary celebration. Aaron Copland's contribution to that set lasts a mere 46 measures, but is probably his best-known work. It is the Fanfare for the Common Man, which we will play for you now, and it features our brass and percussion sections.
Which means that the strings get a break, and in this humidity, I think they kind of need one.
Those drummers really get a workout in this one. Aaron Copland, probably one of the best-known modern American composers.
Certainly of classical, sure. Let me tell you what's incredible about this group of musicians is that this is the very first time they have performed in this stadium, and they sound great in every corner of it.
It really is wonderful. That's a great piece of music to listen to on the 3rd of July, right before a big weekend. We'll be back with more Red, White, and Boom live from Zephyr Field right after this.
Red, White, and Boom is being brought to you in part by Hibernia National Bank. The Tire Town team announces the grand opening of the new Tire Town store in Chalmette. Tire Town offers full auto maintenance in addition to the largest selection of tires in the city, over 10,000 in stock. Tire Town has the tires you need when you need them. The Tire Town commitment to customer satisfaction assures a qualified staff to serve you and a comfortable place to wait for your car. Visit any Tire Town team location for the best work, best products, and best service every day for over 35 years. The Tire Town team.
Important notice to homeowners. Hi, Brad Levine again with Save More Builders. The U.S. Department of HUD has made it possible for you to borrow up to $25,000 for home improvement. At Save More Builders, families with low to high incomes can now make quality home improvements with no money down and small monthly payments. Finally, a HUD program for everyone. So if your home is in need of repair or just needs a facelift, let Save More Builders help. Call 837-1163 or out of town, call toll free.
So summer's finally here and you're ready for it. You've fertilized the lawn, repainted the patio furniture, and have been going to the gym religiously to get in shape, right? Okay, maybe you're gonna need something else to make you look good, like a new Mitsubishi. Right now, you can get any new 98 with just 0.9% APR financing for 48 months during the Shape Up for Summer event, going on now at your local Mitsubishi retailer. Hurry, you don't have much time. Is your life built for Mitsubishi?
In Louisiana, values matter. Land matters. Friendships matter. And at Hibernia, service matters. The kind that brings value and convenience to you. Checking and savings accounts that actually give you something back. So why not switch to Louisiana's bank? We understand the things that matter most to you. Hibernia, where service matters.
Welcome back to Zephyr Field. Joe Trahan standing by with a special guest.
Thanks so much, Margaret. Joining us now, Russ Hoadley, Executive Vice President with Hibernia National Bank. They bankrolled tonight's effort. Excuse the pun. You have to be pleased, though, Russ, with the great turnout. 5,300 people tonight.
We are thrilled, Joe. This is a wonderful event, and Hibernia just thinks this is a great new tradition. We're a company that has 128 years of tradition, and so this means a lot to us. It's a great event.
Thanks so much for your efforts. We appreciate the help. Russ Hoadley with Hibernia National Bank. John and Margaret, back to you.
All right, thanks, Joe. I think my personal favorite, America the Beautiful.
was wonderful.
Wow.
America the Beautiful. The audience is going crazy out here at Zephyr Field, loving every minute of it.
The composer is Samuel Ward. That's Carmen Dragon did the arrangement on that, and as Michael Butterman pointed out, the father of Daryl Dragon from Captain and Tennille, which got kind of a mixed reaction from this crowd.
Not big Captain and Tennille fans, I guess. selection by Dmitri Shostakovich. It's not a particularly patriotic piece, but it was composed by the father of a man who later conducted the New Orleans Symphony, Maxim Shostakovich.
And it worked.
The crowd loved it.
And guess what? The fireworks are just ahead as Red, White, and Boom continues on Fox 8.
Red, White, and Boom is being brought to you in part by Hibernia National Bank. Picture yourself enjoying a long vacation or a weekend getaway. The experts at DMI Vacations can put you in the picture. Trust your complete vacation planning to DMI's experienced travel agents. From honeymoons to cruises, ski trips to exotic adventures, DMI Vacations is the place to start for picture-perfect vacation memories. Stop by 3030 Severn or call 889-0200 to book your next trip. DMI Vacations will help you plan memories to last a lifetime.
Do you have the next million-dollar idea, invention, or perhaps an improvement to an existing product and just don't know how to get started? Do you believe your idea or invention has merit and fulfills a need? Do you think a manufacturer would want to produce and market your product and pay you royalties? If the answer is yes, call the professionals at Universal Consulting Service for your free Inventor's Information Kit. They can help. Call now.
Every day, more and more folks on the North Shore are discovering the new and easy way to buy at Toyota of Slidell.
Every day they find volume selling discount prices clearly marked on every new Toyota and worry-free pre-owned vehicle in stock.
Every day they find a sensational selection to choose from and award-winning service after the sale.
Every day, in every way. Toyota of Slidell. Slidell.
There's lots of reasons to stop by Popeyes for a big old box of chicken, but my favorite is the free apple cobbler. Yeah, you're right. Get a free apple cobbler with every 12-piece box or larger of that party-in-your-mouth Popeyes chicken. Look at all that flaky, crispy, appley, cinnamony flavor. Something spicy, something sweet, and something free. For a limited time, get your free apple cobbler, only at Popeyes. Love that chicken from Popeyes.
We're about to get to the boom part of Red, White, and Boom, and Joe Trahan is with the other man of the hour.
Thanks so much, John. Joining us now, David Spear, who's with Classic Fireworks. Tell us about what we're going to see in tonight's show, David.
Well, the next number by the orchestra is going to be the 1812 Overture, and of course that has all the cannon fire at the very end, and our job is to accent that cannon fire and enhance it, also to start the display at that point. It will continue from there to the very patriotic segment, starting with Stars and Stripes Forever, all of which has been choreographed with a lot of red, white, and blue fireworks, plus every other color of the rainbow, and that will continue for a while, and then even after the patriotic piece, we'll go into more fireworks.
And we're going to have hundreds of shells just like this one. This is a 4-inch fireworks shell, folks. It's going to be great fun coming up in just a moment. John, Margaret, back to you.
Those guys in action right now during the 1812 Overture. What can you say but wow?
I was thinking, wow.
And maybe happy 4th of July.
We have a little surprise, too, because the people here who are on their feet and standing and loving every minute of it think that this is the end, and there's a little more to come. Maybe the best part's still to come.
A pair of Sousa marches to close out the program. This next one probably the most famous of all. What a show. And we are not done yet. The crowd is on its feet. The symphony, the orchestra itself, has turned around to check out the fireworks.
I think they liked it.
I'd say so. The audience went crazy for this, waving flags, clapping. It has been just great.
And
what a night.
We'll be back to wrap up Red, White, and Boom on Fox 8.
In Louisiana, traditions matter. Friends matter. Family matters. And at Hibernia, service matters. The kind that brings affordable loans to people like you. Loans for education, for home improvements, for life. So why not switch to Louisiana's bank? We understand the things that matter most to you. Hibernia, where service matters.
Important notice to homeowners. Hi, Brad Levine again with Save More Builders. The U.S. Department of HUD has made it possible for you to borrow up to $25,000 for home improvements. At Save More Builders, families with low to high incomes can now make quality home improvements with no money down and small monthly payments. Finally, a HUD program for everyone. So if your home is in need of repair or just needs a facelift, let Save More Builders help. Call 837-1163 or out of town, call toll free.
It's the A1 Appliance Big 4th of July Explosion Sale. Truckloads of new merchandise have just arrived. A1 prices are exploding to be guaranteed the lowest in town. Get 4th of July savings store-wide, plus 15-month savings cash at any of A1's 8 locations. A1 Appliance is the appliance specialist. Save really big this 4th of July at the A1 Appliance Explosion Sale. At A1 Appliance, we're talking big.
Congratulations, the inaugural run of the Oven Car 2000.
There's a better way to deliver oven fresh pizza. The new Domino's Heat Wave, the only delivery bag that's like a portable oven for the best tasting Domino's ever. Domino's, delivering to millions miles a day. Mega deal is hot. Get any hand-tossed or thin-crust pizza with any number of toppings for just $8.99. That's hand-tossed or thin crust with any number of toppings, just $8.99. Call today.
Red, White, and Boom has been brought to you in part by Hibernia National Bank.
The Louisiana Philharmonic Orchestra. Thank you. This was just great. Now we want to talk to Michael Butterman. Come on in, Michael. Let us ask you a few questions.
Congratulations, first of all.
Thanks very much.
They loved it. What was the challenge of performing in not only outdoors, but in a stadium, in a baseball stadium?
Well, the biggest challenge was that we hadn't ever had a chance to hear ourselves out in this particular environment, and it certainly is a lot different than what we had heard last night in our rehearsal over in Loyola.
Yeah, and it's a big challenge, isn't it? Not just to play outdoors where you don't have anything to kind of boost the sound, but also in a place that you don't know.
Certainly is, and it's one that I think we rose to the occasion very well tonight. So.
How does it do as a venue?
Well, I think we ought to do it again. What do you think? I think it'll work just fine.
I think so. Now, I know some of the musicians actually have indoor instruments that they used to play indoors, and then they have outdoor instruments that they bring out to something like this.
That's right. When you have a climate like we have here with the humidity and the heat as intense as it is sometimes, particularly string players need to have a couple different instruments, one that they use indoors for normal concerts and one that they use kind of in the sweat box.
Do you get, my question watching you is, do you get to eat anything you want with that workout you get? He's gonna live to be 90, isn't he, with that aerobic workout?
It got my blood pumping in more ways than one, let me tell you. It's always a thrill to conduct an orchestra, but particularly on an occasion like this, it was exceptionally thrilling.
Listen, again, congratulations. Let's get some closing thoughts, if we could, from Joe Trahan.
Thanks so much. This evening, of course, nothing short of spectacular here tonight at Zephyr Field. So what did all the fans here think? We've got Steve Kelly with us. He lives in Bucktown. And Steve, tell us your thoughts about what this evening was like for you.
Absolutely outstanding. It was beautiful. I don't think the orchestra could have played better. I really don't.
I know it's hard to put into words because I'm struggling right now, but as far as what you will tell your friends when you go home and say, hey, I went to Zephyr Field, what will you have to say to them about this evening?
Come back next year.
I think that puts everyone's sentiments pretty much on par with what this place can do. Wonderful evening, and it's been fun here. Of course, everyone involved with Fox 8 has had an absolute pleasure bringing this to you. John and Margaret.
Thanks, Joe. And, you know, we understand that our boss kind of cooked this up with Rob Kuig over lunch one day. Rob Kuig, the owner of the Zephyrs, is right here on stage with us. And Rob, how did all this come about?
Well, Greg has no imagination, as you know. And I didn't have anything to do in this place. No, we just wanted to do something together that would be giving back to the community. I told you before, these people have done something. They saved the Philharmonic for the state of Louisiana, and we can never forget that. And we won't.
What do you think of the night, and what do you think of your idea?
I think it's. I just told Monique Kerrigan. I think tonight's been one of the 2 or 3 most special nights we've ever had here. The night we had 10,000 kids, the night we broke 500,000 people, and tonight when we had the Philharmonic, to me, ranks right up there. And we're going to have them back if they'll come back.
Rob, when you were building this stadium, did you envision events like this being held here?
We know, and I know Parish President Coulon's here and Bob Evans and those folks, that this was supposed to be more than a baseball park. It's supposed to be for the community, and whatever we want, whatever we can do for the community, we want to do, particularly something like this.
And again, this just literally was sort of a casual conversation of, hey, what are you doing for the 4th?
That's right, and you know, you either go to Destin or you stay here. We figured we'd stay here and maybe listen to some music.
That's amazing. See, that's the level there. My conversations about what are you doing for the 4th usually involve chicken or beef, you know. But
hot dogs or hamburgers.
Congratulations.
I'm not eating any more hot dogs. Till tomorrow night.
This was great, Rob. Thanks for putting it on.
Listen, in this heat and humidity, to come out here and play as you folks did for the first time in the stadium, let's give it up, if we could, for the Louisiana Philharmonic Orchestra. Take a bow. Well, listen, we hope you enjoyed it. For those, you know, Rob Kuig said to me last night that he thought there would be maybe some lumps in some throats. And I think I saw a couple of tears, too. Very special night. Maybe 20 years from now, you can tell somebody that you were, those of you who were here in the stadium were here on the night when the first one happened. That's what I was trying to say.
And it was really a night to remember, I think. Just think about your favorite pieces. The 1812 Overture, 16 minutes of it without a break. The orchestra usually doesn't do that whole entire thing, but tonight we heard all of it.
A lot of calories were expended.
A lot.
For you at home, or for you in the stadium, we can't relive the moment, but through the magic of videotape, for those watching at home, we can relive the moment of the Stars and Stripes, and that's what we'll do as we leave you. You here in the stadium, everybody at home, thanks for watching.
Thank you so much for being with us tonight, and I hope that everyone has a safe and happy 4th of July. Good night.
Good night.
What a show. And we are not done yet. The crowd is on its feet. The symphony, the orchestra itself, has turned around to check out the fireworks.
Evel Knievel's world record jump turned into disaster. He barely escaped death, breaking nearly every bone in his body. 1998, his son attempts what his father couldn't to set a world record, jumping further than any man in history, and Fox shows you what happened. Plus 70 other record-breaking stunts. Daredevils live Saturday at 8, 7 Central.
Hibernia National Bank wishes you a happy and safe 4th of July.
First NBC, Louisiana's largest financier of education, and Fox 8 present the best of the class.
It's time for autographs and cap and gown and graduation fun. A time for standing proud with all the honors that you've won. You're the best of the class this year.
As we work to build a better tomorrow, Fox 8 and First NBC salute the best of the class.
Pomp and circumstance, stars and stripes. The New Orleans area takes Independence Day to new heights.
WVUE New Orleans. This is Fox News 8.
Good evening. The 4th of July weekend has gotten off to a booming start. A combination fireworks display and symphony concert is just wrapping up at Zephyr Stadium. John Huffman joins us now live from Red, White, and Boom. John?
Well, thousands jammed into the ballpark tonight for something different, an Independence Day celebration to the beat of a conductor's baton. It had all the trappings of an all-American evening, families filing into a baseball stadium, fans chowing down on hot dogs.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Zephyr Stadium.
But what's this on second base? A symphony orchestra?
I love this. This is like, I'm from the Northeast, so this is like Boston Pops on the 4th of July.
The celebration at Zephyr Field this year is called Red, White, and Boom. Since the Zephyrs are out of town, there's no traditional Independence Day baseball game, so why not bring in the Louisiana Philharmonic Orchestra to entertain the crowd?
I usually go to the symphony concert in City Park that they have every year, and I just love being on the outdoors and, you know, listening to the symphonies.
And to cap off the evening, fireworks. The crowd tonight topped 5,300, and that's about 1,000 more than organizers had expected, and it was quite a raucous, appreciative crowd. They're hoping that this will become an annual 4th of July event. Reporting live from Zephyr Stadium, John Huffman, Fox News 8.
Feeling more patriotic already. Thanks, John. A New Orleans family is celebrating what could be called a miracle tonight. A 10-year-old boy was shot in the head at close range and lived to tell about it. Mike Longman has more.
Nancy, the bullet went right through the little boy's skull. It damaged some brain tissue there. An operation is underway now that will require removing a small portion of the boy's brain.
Relatives and friends of the wounded boy paced nervously along the emergency ramp at Charity as neurosurgeons took x-rays to determine how and when to operate.
They estimate about a 3-hour period of surgery.
to obviously go in and clean up the area, and just to be sure that there are no fragments around. And but again, as he went into surgery, he remained alert and awake.
It started out innocently enough around 4 this afternoon in New Orleans East. A group of kids playing Nintendo when a 6-year-old reached under a bed.
I think one of the other kids found the gun, gave it to another kid, and he just pulled the trigger not knowing if it was loaded or not.
There had been no cross words, no threats. The shooting, by all accounts, was accidental.
I am just shocked, upset, because you never think it would happen in your family. You always see kids all the time getting shot, but you never think it would be in your family. It's just shocking more than anything to me right now.
Since the shooting happened, New Orleans police have been looking for a 16-year-old they believe brought the loaded .25 semi-automatic into the house. The 16-year-old's mother has spent the night at Charity alongside the wounded boy's family, waiting for him to come out of surgery.
And the main concern now for the wounded 10-year-old comes after the surgery is over. The injured brain can swell, and that is what doctors will be watching closely in the hours after the operation.
Yeah, it's going to be touch and go. Did adults know the 16-year-old had the gun in the house, Mike?
That is one thing police are looking at, the issue of whether or not they're aware the 16-year-old brought the gun in there. It was loaded, one shot that was fired from it.
All right, Mike Longman, thanks. A Terrebonne Parish man faces first-degree murder charges in the stabbing death of his pregnant ex-wife. 31-year-old Tabitha Boudreau was 8 months pregnant when she was stabbed to death inside her trailer last weekend. Police say 31-year-old Ricky Crummell stabbed the woman 27 times after the couple got into a fight. Crummell is also charged with killing the fetus. SWAT teams used battering rams and high-powered rifles to capture a man wanted for shooting an 8-year-old girl. 60-year-old Carl Guidry held cops at bay for 5 hours today. It happened at his sister-in-law's house in the 9th Ward. Officers went there to question him about a shooting on Law Street last night. Guidry refused to come out, and 5 hours later, the SWAT team moved in.
Based upon his record, based upon the fact that he does have a violent past, we took this situation very, very seriously. And because he was refusing to come out of the house, we felt it was important to bring the SWAT team members out to at least make an attempt to get him out of the house and have a peaceful resolution.
Police say Guidry had been jailed twice before, once for killing his own brother and another time for a shooting in Chicago. Tonight, he's charged with aggravated battery in the 8-year-old shooting and resisting arrest. 2 armed robbers broke into a 9th Ward flower shop looking for fast cash, but ended up with another kind of green. This surveillance video shows 2 masked men forcing the employee of the flower shop into the cooler in the rear of the store. Then one suspect tries to break open the register but couldn't do it to save his life. So the other guy settled for a plant, and they both walked out. The cashier was not injured. If you have any information on the Keystone robbers, call Crime Stoppers at 822-1111. Friends and family today paid their respects to a state trooper who died in the line of duty. Visitation for Hung Lee was held tonight in Gretna. Lee passed away Tuesday, 1 month after a fiery crash on I-55. The trooper was badly burned when a van slammed into the back of his car, setting it on fire. It happened while Lee was diverting traffic in a construction zone. Because troopers are working overtime this holiday weekend, Lee's funeral will be delayed until Monday. Firefighters say the situation in Florida is